The MCTV Network and the Friends of MCTV present Honors Night 2018, a night that honors those that create local original programming on Midland Community Television. Tonight's event sponsor is Junior Doan's The Spark. Your reception sponsor is Rodnick Chiropractic. And now, your host for this evening, John McPeak.
Good evening and welcome to the MCTV Honors Night 2018, presented by the Friends of MCTV. And thank you, Kevin LeDuc, for that introduction. I am John McPeak, and I will be guiding us through the 28th Annual MCTV Honors Night, which is being recorded this evening at Creative 360. The sponsors of this year's event are Junior Doan, hostess of The Spark, and Rodnick Chiropractic. Every November, the MCTV Honors Night program highlights the work and the achievements of the access users of Midland Community Television, Midland Government Television, and Midland Public Schools Television, and honors those access users for their service to the Midland community. Later in the program, the recipient of the Edith Doil Community Award will be announced, and the Rosemarie Byers Community Voice Award will be presented to a worthy organization. Every year, MCTV's access users contribute thousands of hours to create the shows that you enjoy on MCTV, MPS TV, and MGTV. From sports to music and public affairs to community events, the following people volunteered the most time during the past year to produce MCTV shows. For those high-hour users who are in attendance this evening, please join me here at the podium when your name is mentioned in the following video, which has been produced by Matt Thomas, MCTV's production director.
Here are MCTV Access User Hour Awards. 25 to 49 hours. Robert Travis, Marcus Thomas, Lars Larson, John McPeak, George Whittaker, Philip McIntyre, Ziggy Kozicki, John Metcalf, Stephanie Biasi, Jim Harlow, Tom Knab, Kevin Davis, Judy Keel, Ron Beacom, Haley Hill, Karen Thurlow, Mary LaFerre, Mackenzie Castle. 50 to 99 hours. Tim Doyle, John Walters, Dennis Caney, Braden Sutter, Linda Malikadelli. 100 plus hours. Mark Oliver, Jim Malik.
So let's recognize and congratulate these folks who provide great inspiration for all of the MCTV volunteer access users. Now, each of these folks will receive an MCTV shirt. Which, it's a big one. The shirt may be picked up from Sherry after the program this evening or at the MCTV office in the next few days. Congratulations and thank you. Matt Richardson, the manager of MCTV and Library Communications, has produced a highlights video with material from programs of the previous 12 months since last year's Honors Night, with his choices of the programs, the people, and the events that represent the local community television universe. The video is a collection of clips from programs aired on all three channels: public, education, government, clips that are representative of the quality programs aired on MCTV during the past year. So sit back, relax, and see how many of these clips you recognize. But pay attention because there'll be a quiz afterwards.
Why is this called gerrymandering?
It's one of my favorite stories. Actually, it's named after
Elbridge Gerry. His name is Gerry. Last name is pronounced Gerry, and he was the governor of Massachusetts in 1812.
Where I'm at today, I feel very privileged, and actually just what my parents have given me ever since I was born has put me in a place to be successful and to do the things that I enjoy.
Any concerns you have after looking at July, looking at the last 6 months?
What I'm worried about is, if you look here at slide 11, and we just realized the best total profits in the history of the United States in terms of all corporate profits being able to being measured with publicly traded companies.
The Spirit of God begins to stir, and I don't like to be convicted. How many of us like to have the conviction? Back in the old Pentecostal days, in the old church, when growing up, people would say, "Pastor, you're preaching too hard. You're stepping on my toes."
The 98th District includes the city of Midland, and Midland, Homer, Lee, Jerome, Lincoln, and Larkin townships, plus part of Bay County.
I was here to show the kids who Moo and Molly is. She's actually a representation of what a cow produces, both byproducts as well as what we're actually trying to achieve, which is a milk product.
Be a little soldier for Jesus, march along, keep in step with him. Be a kind little soldier for Jesus.
But you serve the public. Every time someone comes into your office, I cannot walk. They walk out, they stop. That is public service.
What I didn't really understand for a while was my experience as a firefighter. And I got into all kinds of things I never expected to get into. 5 people incinerated in a car. And when you finally got the fire out, all you had was skeletons. That changes your view of things. It begins to make you wonder about some of the glib statements people make about life and what it means and that sort of thing.
The tobacco industry has known for a very long time that if they can addict children, or the younger that they can addict people, the greater likelihood those same people will be lifelong users of tobacco.
Right in the middle of a protest here in Washington, D.C., protesting policies that were established by the White House to separate families.
Said to me, "Your optimism is misplaced, Larry. What you think is the golden age of American sociology and American society is nothing but a fitful spasm of malcontent. And my advice to you is this: save your Confederate dollars, because the South's going to rise again, and when it does, it's going to ruin this nation once and for all."
These are kids that have been associated with armed conflict for a really long time, and they have guns. And some of these kids were brainwashed. They don't want to go back to their families anymore. And some of these families doesn't want to take these kids anymore. The kids were struggling with the idea that they're going to go back to the community without their guns.
So I want to read this quote. The UN took a strong stand against apartheid, and over the years an international consensus was built which helped to bring an end to this inequitous system. But we know too well that our freedom is incomplete without the freedom of the Palestinians.
This fall, the City of Midland doesn't care if you can floss or whip or nay-nay or whatever else the kids are doing these days. We just want to see you shake it. Actually, just your mailbox.
Now we turn to Studio B reporter Nina to take us on a tour of the library with the new library director.
My name is Nina. I'm here with Miriam Andrus, director of the Gracie Dab Memorial Library. Today we're going to take a tour of the library and learn about the more exciting possibilities here.
We're gonna build a beautiful bridge across the Chippewa to Chippewassee, a three-way bridge for all to see. It'll be fun for you and me.
It's where young lawyers cut their teeth and learn to be advocates for their clients. It's where people across this community see where justice is delivered and determined.
The lower level of our library also sustained damage during the flood. And right now it's under construction, and we hope it's going to be ready by the time the summer reading program starts.
Thank you all so much for coming to help us celebrate the reopening of the lower level.
As the officers and deputies in Midland head out the doors to the patrol vehicles, each and every day they pass through or by the following words posted on those very doors. Not during my shift, not during this call, not during this stop, not today.
Midland struggles with generating adequate revenue to pay for the many services it provides. Many of these services, such as parks and recreation, curbside pickup, police and fire protection, and the public library, are largely funded with property taxes.
So I went out to the Appalachian Trail again for the second time in 2008, and this time with Bruce's help. I finished the trail in 57 days. I averaged 38 miles a day, and we established a women's record.
When I entered that post, you could buy a sergeant's position or a lieutenancy for a certain sum. You would get that back tenfold in bribes from the corrupt bosses. That is not the way it should be. I was able to change that police force and make it one of the most efficient and least corrupt in the world.
Finally, Ken Page also served our country. He was a United States Army veteran, having served in the Korean War. This man loved his country, and he loved softball. There is no doubt he belongs in this Hall of Fame.
I really just want to take a couple minutes to kind of talk a little bit about your history of being a Pistons fan, maybe some of your favorite players or moments, or what really turned you into wanting to get into the team. So, Brad, if you want to take it away and talk a little bit.
Sure. Well, I think all relatively being the same age that we probably have similar stories with the 2004 championship season.
I made a reference earlier, it's like Resurrection Thursday here at MCTV and at Northwood University. Northwood Replay is back on the air.
Two brand new cameras placed at either end of the rink that we can run remotely, so we can follow the action right behind both goalies, Midland High and Dow High. Great technology. There's a look at the camera on man, just like they do in the big leagues, boys.
2-point lead for Northwood, 1.5 seconds remaining. Inbounds from High. It's tipped away, and the Timberwolves pull it out!
Back to Mason Reed at the point, and now here's Coy George. Putting pressure on Graham Bailey of Bay City Western. Gets the shot off, and that looked like it went in. Yes, it's a goal for Midland.
Plays as well. Francesco will be the last query child to come through the Midland Dow High School. Sanborn, too much into it. Just keeps it going. An 11-0 run.
1-0. Drilled out to left center. Gustave and Chester are back on it. It's at the base of the wall. Man had to hold up on second, but he still scores without issue. The throw goes back to short. It's a 3-run inning for the Loons, and they push their lead out to 5.
Now the Dow High Chargers, just great follow through by Molinar.
Yep.
And then this one right here.
The play of the half right here.
Slam it on home, Zach Chichester getting the Dow High Charger fans excited.
I don't know if I've ever seen that before. Hits the upright, drops, hits the crossbar, and falls over for 3 points.
A double carom.
A double carom.
A double carom.
It's
Watch
good.
it from this.
Oh, this will be a great replay
what a
right
shot
here.
this is going to be, yes.
He had plenty of distance. It looked like it was going to be good. It started to fade. Cut the top and then doink and good.
Our thanks to Matt Richardson for putting together that highlights video. Every year, the Alliance for Community Media Central States Region solicits entries for Philo Awards. The awards are named after Philo T. Farnsworth, the father of modern television, and the Philos are awarded as recognition of excellence in media creation. Just this past month, 2 MCTV entries received high honors at the Philo Festival of Media Arts. The entry A to Zig, Marijuana and Money, was selected as a finalist in the Political Awareness category. A to Zig, Marijuana and Money, was produced by Stephanie Biasi and Zygmunt Kozicki, and the certificate proclaiming their award is being presented to them this evening. This is the finalist award for A to Zig, Marijuana and Money.
Okay, thank you. Stephanie's not here tonight because she's at Central Michigan University doing work there, so she couldn't come, and she sends her best regards to everybody, and she knows that this is a community thing. And I wanted to say that we wouldn't have been able to do this without Matt and everybody else who works, and you know how that is, but the crew we have here is just outstanding. I'm always impressed by the fact that, you know, we are able to do what we do and get out there and share our ideas with other people. And I look forward to working with the crew and with everybody at MCTV, and Stephanie does also. Thank you.
The other MCTV entry was MCTV Meeting Coverage City Council, selected as the winner in the category Government Meeting. MCTV staff that were involved in the production of that video are Kelly Coffey, Diane Dickerson, Tom Knob, Chris Lones, Jim Malik, and Diva Massey, as directed by Kevin LeDuc and Matt Thomas.
Our first student to be recognized is Nathan Galinsky from St. Bridget. Congratulations, Nathan. Claire Humberg from St. John's.
Any other questions or comments for Grant? We'd like to hear from the petitioner.
Sounds good.
If there's anything you can tell us more about this, or you can show us, or.
Can we put the drawing back? I can. So I'm going to bring.
Oh, great.
Ooh, good.
Yeah, that's good. Thank you. I'm Fred Eddy. I live on Monroe Road. I'm the project manager for Whiting Forest. One of the questions, how do we get here? Yeah. We have this area out in front of Whiting Forest that's currently got a large number of large trees. We did not want to cut those trees down to make a parking lot. I mean, we could have, per the city ordinance, done that, added lighting and everything. It seemed like the wrong thing to do. So what we wanted to do is add some overflow parking and keep our trees.
Any of you that are here tonight, I have your plaque. And if you don't come up and get it, I'm taking it home. This winner's award will be displayed in the MCTV reception area. Do either of you like to say a few things?
Yeah, I've been with MCTV, that area of MCTV, for almost 15 years, I think. I was one of the first ones that started, and I totally enjoy not only what I do, but it's the team that I work with, and that's what makes that job so enjoyable to me, and I think everybody else too. And I think the fact that we work so well as a team makes us always want to stay up on the game and produce as, you know, top quality shows as we can. So this is great. Thank you.
Last April, the Friends of MCTV presented the Shining Stars Talent Showcase, a program that gave local performers an opportunity to share their talents with the MCTV audience, plus the YouTube audience. One of those folks, a singer-songwriter, provided the pre-show music this evening and is here now to perform one of her own compositions. Mio Bischoff recently graduated as a member of the inaugural class of NYU Shanghai after 4 years abroad in Asia and Europe. She was raised in Midland, and she has returned home to her roots to hone her craft and launch her career as a musician. Mio has been passionate about music for her entire life and has been performing as an independent artist since she was 12 years old. She currently performs regularly at several local venues, and you can follow her blossoming career on Facebook and YouTube. Please welcome Mia Bischoff, performing her own composition, Girl That I Am.
Thank you very much for that introduction. Hi, everybody. My name is Mio. Again, I was raised in Midland, and this song, I chose it because it's kind of a autobiographical piece. It's not easy making a living in the arts, and this song kind of talks about the inner struggle of that. And I'm really glad to be here tonight. Thank you guys for having me, and hope you enjoy.
But
you very much.
Thank you, Mio, for that performance, and best of luck in your career. At every previous honors night, we have recognized and honored our Access Users of the Month for the prior year. This year, we'll do it again. Each month, the MCTV staff selects an Access user based on his or her contributions to MCTV as a producer, as crew, as a committee member, and as a member of the MCTV family. Each chosen Access user is recognized by putting that person's name on the MCTV message board, by publishing an article with the MCTV listing in the Midland Daily News, and by posting the article on the bulletin board in the MCTV studio. For this evening's event, Matt Thomas has prepared a video of the prior year's Access Users of the Month. For those Access users in attendance this evening, when you see your name mentioned, please come up and stand with me by the podium.
Our Access User of the Month for December was Nana Metcalf. Nana went through our training in June of 2017 and began volunteering and creating shows shortly after that. She volunteered to record and edit a Midland Community Orchestra concert and the Sangeetian dance recital. Nana also volunteered to run camera for us on a production of Midland Concert Band. Nana is attending college at Ferris State University, and we hope to have more from her this summer. Jim Harlow was our Access User of the Month in January. Jim joined MCTV in 2005 and is the current producer of the series Abundant Living, which is the longest running show on MCTV. He also submits many programs from his church, Calvary Baptist, including musical concerts and Calvary Baptist Academy graduations. Thank you, Jim, for all that you do. In February, our Access User of the Month was Cheryl Wisda. Cheryl joined MCTV in 2012 after her daughter went through our summer video camp. Cheryl is a member of the Cable Access Advisory Committee and has been an active volunteer for many years with MCTV. She recently volunteered to run camera for many sporting events such as Northwood basketball, high school hockey, and high school basketball. Cheryl is a great asset to MCTV, and we are excited to have her on more productions this winter. Our Access User of the Month for March was Jim Schutz. Jim joined us in 2016 to start recording the Mid-Michigan Brass Band that he is a member of. He is also a member of the Midland Concert Band and has taken over the producer role for their concerts. Jim submitted numerous musical performances during his past year, and we look forward to many more from him. Braden Sutter was our Access User of the Month for June. Braden joined us in March of this year and has been very active ever since. He has volunteered at Loons baseball games, high school football, marching band showcase, and Midland Concert Band, to name a few. He has run camera, graphics, and replay for many live productions. Braden also shot and edited a Legacy Center lecture and his senior project for Meridian High School. Braden now attends Delta College and has found MCTV to be very beneficial. Thank you, Braden. In July, our Access User of the Month was Zygmunt Kozicki. Ziggy has been an Access user since 2010 and has recently been host and co-producer of a show called From A to Zig, A Slippery Slope. Our Access User of the Month for August was Mackenzie Castle. Mackenzie started with MCTV this year to produce an economic outlook show for Northwood University. Economics in Action has become a monthly series at MCTV that gives a look back at the previous month and a quick look at what's ahead for the state and federal economy. Mackenzie has also encouraged a few students at Northwood to take our training to help produce the show. Mackenzie is the Director of Public Relations at Northwood University, and we appreciate her and Northwood's use of MCTV. Haley Hill was our Access User of the Month for September. Haley is the Program Specialist for Whiting Forest and joined MCTV this year to help create videos for their new Canopy Walk. She spent countless hours editing 2 informational videos to be played at Whiting Forest. Haley also volunteered at a Great Lakes Loons game with us this summer. Thank you, Haley, for all that you do. In October, Mary LaFerre was our Access User of the Month. Mary became an Access user in 2007 and enjoys volunteering in our studio. She has run camera for many productions, such as Northwood Replay, Ask the Chiropractor, and the League of Women Voters Candidate Forums. Mary is a board member for the Friends of MCTV, and we appreciate her help in the studio. Our Access User of the Month for November is Marcus Thomas. Marcus went through our summer video camp in August and has since been very active with us. He volunteered at the Loons game and has run camera and graphics at Marching Band Showcase, high school football, Midland Concert Band, and high school volleyball. As a 7th grader at Northeast Middle School, we can't wait to see what is in store for MCTV from Marcus.
Thank you to join me in congratulating all of past year's Access Users of the Month. Each of these Access users will also receive an MCTV shirt as recognition for their efforts. Thank you. For the past 27 years, MCTV has presented a community award to a deserving individual. Presenting the Edith Doil Community Award this evening is Matt Richardson, the manager of MCTV and Library Communications. Matt began his career in public access television in 2004 with the Community Access Center in Kalamazoo, and then joined MCTV in 2008 as the production director. He has been the manager of MCTV since the beginning of 2017. Matt and his wife Stephanie are proud parents of their 4-year-old son Elliot. Please welcome Matt Richardson.
Thank you very much for that introduction, John. Thank you, everyone here tonight. I just looked outside to confirm, yes, it is in fact still snowing, so thank you for coming out on this beautiful evening. So I just wanted to make a couple announcements before we get on to the award. There have been a lot of staff changes around MCTV lately, and I just wanted to have 2 of those staff members stand up. If I could have Dave Diedzik and Abby Young stand up. Dave is the, you don't know what they do yet. Dave is the technology director for Midland Public Schools, and Abby is technology support. They've recently taken on the roles of MPS TV administrator for Dave and MPS TV technician for Abby. They've been very enthusiastic. They've gone through our training, and they are on board everything that MCTV Network is trying to accomplish, right? Right. So we appreciate them coming on board and pushing MPS TV to a whole new level. So thank you very much. For those of you who know Billy, which I'm pretty sure is all of you, after 17 years, Billy Bethune has retired from the City of Midland and MCTV. Hopefully some of you were able to make it out to his going away party. If you were not, he wasn't able to come tonight, but he did want to give everybody here his best wishes and tell you that the last 17 years were some of the best years of his life. He appreciated every moment and every time that he spent with every one of you in this room and so many others. I can say for staff, he is really missed. And his departure did leave a big hole. So the quest began to fill that hole. Who would dare even try? Well, it would have to be a young go-getter by the name of Kevin LeDuc. Kevin, who's actually at that camera over there, was hired in the hired in the fall of 2016. He was hired as a social media production specialist to create content for the City of Midland and MCTV on YouTube, Facebook, and the channel. Since then, he's gained skills in every aspect and facet of what we do in MCTV, and recently was promoted to full-time production assistant, and we can't wait to see the sort of things that he brings out. You may have seen his face on the Palisade Pistons podcast. I did just give him a plug, that's right. But it's actually, he does that completely on his own, and it's a great program, and it's a great use of the new services that MCTV offers. So that actually leads me into one more point I want to make. Some of the new services, some of you here have heard about them, some of you may have not. There is a community access YouTube channel now. If you search for MCTV Network Community Voices, you will find on YouTube, you will find a channel that is open to anybody who uses the MCTV Network. If you search on any podcast platform, those of you who like listening to audio-only versions of programs, you can do so on your favorite podcast platform by searching for MCTV Network Community Voices. It's a great way to reach a broader audience, reach them where they are, whenever they want to listen to you. I have to admit, the Friends of MCTV create a show called Community Focus. It's a talk show with area nonprofits. I actually enjoy the podcast version more than the video version. No offense, John, you are a handsome man. But if you don't know what those are, or if you want more information, feel free to grab any of the staff, and we can steer you in the right direction to find out how these new services can really benefit you, the access user, or the nonprofits in the area. So without further ado, let's get on to the award. So the Edith Doil Community Award is presented to an access user that has gone above and beyond in their service to MCTV and community media in Midland. This year we present the award to Dennis Caney. Dennis is a longtime resident of Midland County and is retired from the Dow Chemical Company. He is active in amateur radio emergency services, Midland County Search and Rescue, and has been working in video ministry at First United Methodist Church for 30 years. While it was not his career, video production has been a big part of his life since the early 1990s. He started in 1992 by recording the services and special events at First United, and in 1993 his relationship with MCTV started when he started televising those programs on the public access channel. Dennis continues to produce weekly First United Methodist services and special events that he then puts on MCTV Network. So over the last few years, Dennis has become an essential part of MCTV's success on major productions. Dennis has volunteered at just about every high school sporting event that we have televised, every community concert, and every Great Lakes Loons game that is on the MCTV network. He often shows up early, sometimes earlier than staff, we admit, and he doesn't leave until every piece of equipment has been put away for the night. Dennis is known as the go-to guy for technical questions and concerns at his church, but also at MCTV when we are on a production. He is prepared for every situation. I'm sure there's a bag of tricks that he just pulls things out to fix things. But one thing that I do remember in particular is Dennis used to bring a spare generator to our trailer productions just in case. I think Ron Beacom would remember this, but more than once that generator was actually needed, and of course we were very grateful for his forethought on those things. Dennis always has suggestions as to how things can be done better and more efficiently. We know that when he walks through the door, we will hear about new technology or a piece of equipment that is bound to make the production process better for everyone. He's always looking out for the comfort and welfare of our volunteers as well. We have seen Dennis provide large umbrellas to keep volunteers dry, a warm trailer to eat our dinner before a cold football game, or, one of my favorite, instead of creating a trip hazard, opening a new cable path through the floor into the level below. I'll let you think about that, but it may have involved a drill. I'm not going to tell you where. So for these reasons and many more, and the fact that he is an incredibly genuine and nice guy, we would like to honor Dennis Caney with the 2018 Edith Doil Community Award. So Dennis, if you would please come on up. Here's the award. Would you like to say a few words?
Oh, sure, just a couple. Matt says keep it under an hour, so I have a timer running here. I know there's a lot of people out there I work with that probably don't recognize me, so what I did is I brought a recognition. It's an honor to receive this award. Recognition from your peers is very important, and I really appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Again, I just wanted to thank everybody for coming. Please drive safe at the end of the night. And I was just having a conversation with somebody before, and he made me realize that everybody who works for MCTV is really fortunate. We're really blessed. We do something that isn't work, really. We love serving you guys to do the things that you do. So we have to, from the bottom of our hearts, say thank you for being here. Thank you for working with us. Thank you for creating important media that matters, that's shared with the community. And we thank you from the bottom of our hearts. And I think that's from all of our staff. So thank you very much.
Congratulations to Dennis Caney as the recipient of the Edith Doil Community Award. The other major annual MCTV award is the Rosemarie Byers Community Voice Award, given to a deserving organization that utilizes MCTV to promote their programs and events. Here to present that award this evening is the chair of the Cable Access Advisory Commission, Ron Feltsky. Ron has been a member of the Cable Access Advisory Commission for the past 5 years, and he is very interested in the role of MCTV and how it showcases the events that occur within our community. He is an active member of Trinity Lutheran Church, where he has served on various boards and is currently a member of the Chancel Choir. Ron has also served on the board of the Midland Dolphins Barracuda Swim Club. He is a graduate of Michigan State University and is currently an accounting manager for Olin Corporation. Ron and his family have lived in Midland for the past 23 years, and they enjoy varied activities and events within the community, many of which are captured on video through MCTV. Please welcome Ron Feltsky.
The year was 1989. MCTV was only 5 years old. Ron Beacom was the new director of MCTV, and he initiated the honors program that year. It was also in 1989 that the League of Women Voters of the Midland Area began producing programs at MCTV. Next year marks the 50th anniversary of the local league, so they have been partnering with MCTV for 30 of those 50 years. The National League of Women Voters will celebrate 100 years of existence in 2020. 100 years of encouraging informed and active participation in government, influencing public policy through education and advocacy, increasing understanding of major public policy issues. The League is nonpartisan, neither supporting nor opposing candidates or political parties at any level of government, but always working on vital issues of concern to LWV members and the public. The League achieves these objectives by sponsoring and supporting proposals, by publishing voter guides, and by presenting candidate forums. Beginning in 1989, the League of Women Voters of the Midland Area has presented over 30 candidate forums, which were recorded and shown on MCTV channels. During the last election cycle earlier this year, 4 live candidate forums were presented, 3 on MCTV channel 191 and 1 on MPS TV channel 190. These forums were also streamed live on YouTube, and the League was the first organization to use MCTV's new audio-only podcast service. Plus, the League's produced a program in 2018 on the new voting machines to educate the voting public. In addition to the forums, for several years the League held election night programs that were televised by MCTV. After the polls closed on Election Day, the city clerk announced results and League members interviewed candidates. Throughout the past 30 years, MCTV has also recorded League programs on issues related to their published studies, as well as special events such as anniversary celebrations. To support the League's efforts with MCTV, just during the past year, 5 League members took MCTV's new producer workshop training, adding to the growing list of League access users at MCTV. Kevin LeDuc, MCTV's production assistant, has produced a video with some of the highlights of the past 30 years of the League's history with MCTV. Let's watch it now.
The following program is brought to you by the League of Women Voters. The The League of Women Voters is a national nonpartisan organization established to encourage citizen participation in government. It never supports or opposes any political party or candidate.
Good evening. I am Peggy McGee, President of the League of Women Voters of the Midland Area.
My name is Judy Rose, and I'll be moderating this MCTV presentation.
I'm Donna DeVinny, Co-President of the League of Women Voters of the Midland Area.
I'm Marilyn Brown, Co-President of the League of Women Voters of the Midland Area.
I am Fran Hamburg, President of the League of Women Voters of the Midland Area.
I'm Julie Schmidt, Co-President of the Midland Area League of Women Voters.
I'm Rosemarie Wilson, and I'm here for the League of Women Voters.
I'm Karen Sherwood, President of the Midland League of Women Voters.
I am Carol Swinehart, President of the League of Women Voters.
I am Susan McCollister, President of the League of Women Voters of the Midland Area.
I am Catherine Redwine, President of the League of Women Voters of the Midland Area.
I am Kim Steinke, Voter Services Co-Chair for the League of Women Voters of the Midland Area.
Good evening. I'm Donna DeVinny, President of the League of Women Voters of the Midland Area, and this is the election night coverage on MCTV, our community television. With me here tonight is Charlene Kruger.
Here, as President Ford stated in his inaugural, the people rule. They have spoken in Midland County and are speaking across this great country in the only poll that matters, ballots cast on Election Day. Every vote is equal.
Welcome, Paul.
Well, thanks for having me. I'm glad to be here.
It's so good to have you here tonight. You know, elections are exciting, and this one I think is more exciting than a lot of them. At least I'm excited, and I think the fun has just begun, really.
So there's lots of little things that I've done, some bigger than others, to help make that impact in my community and make those changes without having to give up my whole life.
And so it can be done, and we'll talk a little more about that later. But Victor, tell us about yourself.
Well, I've been involved with campaigns since I was a little kid. Growing up, my mom was very active in these.
Hi, I'm Catherine Redwine from the League of Women Voters of the Midland Area. And today we are going to talk to John Kiefer, who is the Chief Deputy County Clerk of Midland County. He's going to show us some new equipment that we'll be using at the polls this summer and fall.
Congratulations to the League of Women Voters of the Midland Area, the recipient of the Rosemarie Byers Community Voice Award. The award will be accepted by Catherine Redwine, the President of the League of Women Voters of the Midland Area. Catherine?
Thanks, all of you. We could not have made the programs we made this year without, of course, Matt and all of the other crew, including the volunteers for the candidate forums. We are honored to have been MCTV's partner in promoting voter education in the Midland area since 1989. Voter education is a key part of the League of Women Voters mission. The forums allow the candidates in local races to present their ideas to the public in a fair, unbiased manner. This year we produced 4 forums covering 6 races. We are looking forward to working with MCTV again to produce more educational and interesting programming in 2019. And this year we were honored to work with Matt and his crew to offer not only the live MCTV broadcasts, but the live streaming on YouTube. You may not know that I live out near Coleman, and I'm not able to see the MCTV programs on television. I watch all of them online, and that is a great thing for elections because the districts cover way more than just the city of Midland, with a few certain exceptions. The forums were also available as replays not only on MCTV but on YouTube, and for the first time as podcasts, as Matt discussed. This allows us to reach many more people in the governmental jurisdictions affected. I would like to recognize our committee, Susan McAllister and Kim Steinke, the Voter Services Committee this year, Susan has put in many hours of work. She contacted candidates, worked up questions, looked for people to help with the forums, timers and greeters, etc., moderators, and called and emailed Matt 10,000 times trying to make sure we had every detail correct. And we did, for the most part, until I got there. But anyway, I was just the talent. I came in, I read questions, etc. So I really have enjoyed working with Sue and with Kim this year. Thank you. So we are celebrating the 50th anniversary of the League in Midland this coming year. So we hope to be doing some programs that will highlight some of our history as 2019 goes on. And we are very proud to have been serving the Midland area for 50 years. Thank you.
Congratulations to the League of Women Voters of the Midland Area, the recipient of the Rosemarie Byers Community Voice Award. It's time to conclude this 28th annual MCTV Honors Night. Congratulations again to those folks who received awards for their many hours of volunteering at MCTV, to Dennis Caney for receiving the Edith Doil Community Award, to the League of Women Voters of the Midland Area for receiving the Rosemarie Byers Community Voice Award, and to all of the access users, the volunteers who keep the community in community television. Thanks to Rodnick Chiropractic and Junia Doan, hostess of The Spark, for sponsoring this event. Thanks also to Creative 360 for hosting this event, and to the Friends of MCTV for presenting the 28th annual MCTV Honors Night. If you are interested in becoming an MCTV volunteer and sharing in all this fun, call the studio at 837-3474 to sign up for the Producer's Workshop, or just come visit us at the MCTV studio in the lower level of the Grace A. Dow Memorial Library. We'd love to see you in the studio and at next year's Honors Night. Take care and be well.